Unfortunately, we do not have quorum for this month, so this meeting will be, anything that was on this month's agenda will be moved to next month. Khalid, if you could just call the roll to make sure that we confirm that we don't have quorum.
Sure, no problem. David Cardano.
Present.
John Green.
Here.
Stanley Johnson, absent. Malik McCullough. Absent. Jennifer Meyer has requested to be excused. Asher Rodriguez. Isaac Scott.
Present.
Russell Schuler.
Present.
Elida Chakambun. Well, we can hold a call. Remember, we've had some action on that.
We keep going.
Who's this?
Stanley. Go.
Stanley Johnson. So Stanley makes
Six.
5-6. He does make 6. Yeah. If you'd like.
Hello.
We don't have it.
If it's informational.
If it's informational, you would like to go through informational?
Then that's fine, yeah.
Okay, then. Stanley Johnson,
Present.
thank you very much.
How many people we got on?
Let's see, we do have Rosa that's here as an, and we do have a couple of guest attendees as
Is
well.
Elizabeth here?
There isn't an Elizabeth here.
Okay.
So because we have everybody here quorum, we have a meeting with ourselves, it's still an official meeting.
It is still.
Yeah, no, I just had to think for a second. All right,
Okay.
let's,
Russell just confirmed his presence, and so did Stanley Johnson, so now we do have quorum at this time. I'm
Alright.
sorry, and Elida Chakambun, absent, Justina Williams, absent, and Shanique Wolfall, absent. Okay, so we
Alright.
currently just have 6 members.
all right, so, we do not have any, let me just go through it and I'll eventually go. All right. The meeting minutes for last month and also the agenda for this month's meeting was distributed in advance. If there is no objection to adopting both the agenda and the minutes, we will continue. Is there any objections? All right, we will continue. All right. Any announcements? All right.
Wait, Rosa, oh yeah, August, I thought Rosa did it for some reason, but never mind.
All right, so we are gonna first go to our city agency partners. Elizabeth from Community Education Council 4 will be on. She said she's gonna try to get on in a few minutes. So I'm gonna go to Dr. Christie first if she's here.
Dr. Cruz had to leave early.
Okay, anyone from CEC 5? Rosa, I saw you sent slides from the Manhattan High Schools Council. So if you could get that update while we wait for Elizabeth.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me? Yes, thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Christie had another meeting, but I sent a couple of updates that we have coming up. The Community Education Council meeting, which I am a member of, and the IEP representative, is tomorrow, Wednesday, November 13 at 6 p.m. at Esperanza Magnet in Tito Puente Complex. It's either in person or Zoom for the general public. Also on Thursday, there's the Chancellor's Parent Advisory Council meeting on Thursday, November 14 at 9:30 a.m. Everyone is welcome to join and listen in via YouTube Live. I sent the information already. If you have any questions with regards to what is CPAC, you can email us at info@cpacnyc@gmail.com. Also, the President's Council for District 4 is meeting on November 15 at 12 p.m. Please email Nancy if you would like the link. And finally, the Manhattan High School's President's Council meeting is on November 25th at 7 p.m. We have all 7 high schools superintendent attending our meeting, and we are going to have New York Life Insurance presentation, New York Futsal presentation, and my report. And Again, I did advise the Education Council in District 5 to attend. I know their meeting is on November 20th at 6:30 p.m. It is only in person as their bylaws, and all are welcome to attend. The Federation of Teachers is having an empowerment forum for parents. It is this Saturday, November 16th from 9 to 11:30 a.m. in the UFT headquarters in 52 Broadway, New York, 1004. And lastly, but not least, of course, we are having, District 4 is having the Title I workshop. It is this Thursday, November 14th at 10 a.m. The information was already sent out, but I do have the meeting ID, which is 858-355-8829. And the passcode is pretty easy. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Please join if you are interested. And that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Rosa.
Of course.
Any questions from board members? All right, any questions from the public? All right. All right, we will continue. Thank you again, Rosa.
Just gonna leave this contact up for a little bit, so I can see from the public if anything.
All right. Do we have any other city agency partners? I think I saw Tahari sent an email. Is Tahari on?
Tayari heard, right?
Tayari.
No, I think she actually said that she might not be able to attend
Okay.
this evening due to maybe a conflict, but no, Tayari, excuse me, is not on.
Is there, I'm gonna go back around once again. Is there anyone? Dr. Chrissy had to leave. Is Elizabeth on?
Isaiah Taino? No, but
No,
nobody's.
no, that doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Is there anyone from CC5? All right, any other youth education advocacy groups? All right, continue. All right, so pretty much the only thing that I had for this month was I would like for us to start, planning our own event for this year. Or maybe even, I want it to be maybe around June, May or June. Maybe quite possibly May, because a lot of stuff happens in June involving schools and education and stuff like that, and I'll prefer for us to have June open to go to those events. But just wanted to throw around a couple of ideas. In the past, we have collaborated with parks. And we appreciate their collaboration, but one of the goals that I've had for this committee for a long time is to plan our own event, and we also put that in our goals for this year. So anyone have any ideas, just like a little brainstorming, 10 to 15 minutes?
What kind of event you're on plan?
It's, to reach out to youth within the community, whether it be resources, we could do a resource fair. This is very like beginning, this is the first time we're starting to talk about it. Cause now that we are kind of out of the thick of some of the budget stuff for a while, I want for us to start thinking about other things. So when we did it with parks, we kind of had like a Earth Day fair where the kids from the schools came and each school brought a group to do like a project. Some of them did like I remember one of them did about the oyster reef on 107th Street. Another one did environmental justice. Another one, the school that I work at, the kids came and said they wanted more trees in the front. Like they looked up, like they did research on the Million More Trees project that the borough president has initiated. So it could be we could do this, the district already has like a STEM fair. But I was thinking maybe, like, do we wanna focus on like special education services, like a Know Your Rights type fair? Thing that we can we have some people from Human Services here who would be able to help us pull that off. My specialty is in special education, like that's like what I have the most experience with, so.
So, will we be catering it to subsets, like kids from certain ages? Like we will be introducing them or asking them about things that cater to their age group? Because I think kids, I think kids in certain ages, need to be involved in certain things and certain things they shouldn't be involved in as of yet. So, I mean, maybe for the smaller kids, we might have something different than we would have for the older kids.
Yeah,
Like the older kids could be more of a resourceful kind of thing.
what I was thinking is,
If that makes sense.
an idea I've had is, cause I've gone to a few like summits throughout the city for certain things. Like one idea I had was like a mix of a resource fair, but also like for kids to come and like do different workshops.
Mhm.
Like reach out to different agencies from around the
That sounds
city
awesome.
who maybe don't necessarily have much reach in East Town, cause I think we have a lot in our community that a lot of people don't know about, but also some of our kids have never left
Yeah.
our community and they don't know that there's like a big
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
city. They live in one of the biggest cities in the
Yeah.
world and there's stuff everywhere.
Yeah,
Like I literally see kids every day who are like, yeah, I've never left.
yeah.
So-
The circumference of their neighborhood.
Like, I think also it could be something like workshops for like older kids and then resources for parents, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There could be, yeah,
So,
That makes sense.
I'm in agreement with, you helped me answer my question. So I would like to think about community service. Getting young people engaged and understand their value in the community.
Mhm.
And in doing so, because there's at least a two-tier situation on how community service means, as we're in a political climate right now, and I want to be able to, I'm engaged in other areas where getting young people who are close to voting age, like the early voters, that could be something on, that's a community service for the younger ones. It could be community engagement on how their input in providing a community service in discussion, how that could be on a lower tier.
that could be like a workshop. And that could be something very interactive, because we've learned in the past. Cause you know, we both were on environment, open space and parks. The kids do not wanna sit through someone talking to them, but like workshops where that are interactive
Yeah,
is really the best way. And then also, the parents are gonna bring the kids if there's not something for them to do also, if that makes sense.
it does.
Yeah,
Especially for the younger children. They definitely want to be proven to,
this is just the beginning stages, it's nothing concrete yet, but I want for us to start thinking about it. I want for everyone to come with like one idea next month, if that could be helpful. And then we could start visioning this together. For those of you who are, well, you're the only one in the room, each committee gets $500, is that correct? $500?
Ideally, but like I am not responsible for the financial things for the office, so that's always something to check in with
Okay.
every.
In the past, we have received $500 to
Right,
put on an event, yeah,
Yes.
so $500 for the whole event.
Yeah,
yeah,
or
which,
we
believe it
done it
or
with
not,
other other committees,
Yeah,
where we combine.
it goes a long way, believe it or not, yeah.
Really, we pay for food.
Yeah, cause we can usually get like schools to like volunteer.
Correct, you can
Yeah.
also get your community stakeholders to.
Oh, that's
donate
what I'm saying.
things.
Can we ask,
You can-
like,
You can do
yeah.
that. You can do
Yeah,
that.
like David and I work in a school,
I-
people work in different places around here, so it's like, yeah, we'll find somewhere.
Okay.
Whatever. I was like,
No, I was just thinking about, maybe, I love what you're talking about with the different types of activities. I think we should definitely consider, stepping outside of the traditional sort of, event that a community board would have, like you just come in, get information and then you go.
yeah,
But that doesn't really engage.
yeah, I want like a workshop type thing, like a summit.
The reason that's, yes, so with the Human Services Committee, we're gonna have an all-day event for that purpose, so that we can do a lot of different things throughout the day. But so one of the things that we're gonna bring into the space that's usually not in these spaces is a performance,
Yeah,
and as well as music.
yeah.
You know, so like things like that.
The district does have a talent show, so
Yeah.
there's
I was gonna
certain
say, you
things.
should do that for an hour, you could do like a 2-hour talent show in the middle of like an hour.
I know, but I like to
I talked
tread
about that
very
last week.
lightly about certain things, if that makes sense, like, I don't wanna, like, the district has a talent show. But maybe we could think about, that really only includes the public schools, maybe think about the charter schools, with, yeah.
And young people who are not in school,
Yeah.
because we essentially want,
Homeschool,
you know, we want young people to, out of in the streets to come out of the streets for a minute and come
Yeah.
into this event.
Yeah.
Because it could also lead them into some other pathways, so that's why I said the talent show, because you can get young people who maybe they dropped out of school, maybe they're transitioning
Yeah.
from school to GED school, and they heard about it, and they like, oh, or their parents heard about it, yeah, you in your damn room all day, rapping all day.
I also want us to have like different sections of the event, also be mindful of some of the older learners, like that's something that we have to think about, like that very strange, not strange, but like the ages that get left out of a lot of things is 18 to like 24, and DYCB covers up to 24. So I think we do,
Those are like the kids aging out of youth.
I am 20.
To kind of, piggyback on what he said.
So you should, I'm sorry, guys, I know we try to do the hand raising to acknowledge, I don't know, is it open discussion, I'm sorry, it's just.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
For the mic, and the camera to pick up you guys properly, it's better to reduce the crosstalk, just.
Russell, you had your hand up?
No, did already.
Okay.
To kind of piggyback on what Russell was saying, I think in this climate, I think it's important for us to have a subset of maybe teenagers, like, the kids who are probably going to start to go to high school, to learn about their local leadership and their local politicians, because that's something that is needed in this community. People don't know. They think about the presidency, they think about the mayor, but they don't know about their local leaders, and I think it's important for them, because these are jobs they can actually go and they can actually get, or they can work, to get the kind of experience.
Yeah,
That coupled with, I really, like I told you last week about the talent, the talent show, I think is important for us to showcase the talent that we have here on the east side. And I think that we can kind of incorporate that in something that what you're saying, because I spoke to you last week, that was one of the reasons, aside from the fact that I signed up for it, to come to this meeting tonight, because I think that's important.
yeah.
So we can find a way to try to.
Yeah, and also, now I'm blanking, alright, yeah, I think also like we do give a lot of information on community boards, but people don't know, like some of the high schoolers don't know you can join when you're 16. Like I joined when I
Oh,
was
it's
16.
16.
Yes,
Not
16, I joined when I was 16, yeah, but I think I was, from what I know, I was the first person, so it was like, I like to see someone younger than me, so yeah, it would be nice. Yeah,
Very young.
We have.
Not really.
They can do it, they get more chances.
Right.
yeah, but yeah, just, I think we could wrap up this conversation here a little bit unless someone else has any other comments, because I want to be respectful.
Well, I think, again, what we have to do is, what is the target, what message are we trying to send? If we're trying to do a show or talent, that's in itself something as well. That way you can maybe go across more age difference, right? So, what activity or what event we do, and, one of the things we talked about when we were here before was like maybe doing something intergenerational, right? Where we bring some of the youth and some of the older people in the community and the seniors, so.
I think also the arts is something.
Gotta bring the arts.
Yeah.
Because we don't,
Yeah.
because many of the resources that we had before, people don't know about the new ones, because a lot of them have closed down, like Turtle Bay Music School, that's full disclosure, that's where I started, they used to be in East Harlem a lot, giving lessons, and they shut down a few years ago, but people don't know that there's other music schools that also come into our community, and they give free lessons to some of the kids on weekends if they apply.
What I would suggest is everybody go back to what our goals are for the committee. And is the event tying into the goals, right, or something? I mean, again, if you wanna put on a talent show, that has its own value in itself. But is that, and I like what you said, how we bring attention and draw to the talent in the song, right? That would not be an overlook, right? But again, if we're doing this that way, and this way, and this that way, what are we saying is our message for the committee, right? And we can all throw out a lot of good ideas. And I think what's been easy in the past is, we jumped on with another committee, but we took the youth focus in that. So when we were there, as part of the environment and open space, we were bringing the youth of the community to participate in that event, right? Things that they were tying. Last year, the district with the superintendent announced the schools were working on things about environment and space and those things. So it tied in to what we did. So our goals this year, are we tying our event into our goals, or are we tying it in?
Well, one of our goals was an event, I'm pretty sure, was to
Well, it was to do an event, right, but again.
Yeah.
Is it time to a goal or not? There's a lot of work to put on events.
Yeah. Right.
So what is it that we wanna send? And again, you know, I got different things going on with kids, we're doing a lot of stuff with youth violence in the community. And the particular group said they're gonna do something different, not that the violence is stopped and not that they don't think that that's just as important. But if that's all they're working on, they see other things in the community, they need attention.
You know, it's funny, I'm sorry, you said it again.
It's also, we have to think about the timing of the event, we just gotta think about when we're gonna do it. And that what the environment is at that time, what's ready, where they are in school, where they are not in school. What are the connective tissues that we have, I said one singular message that touches on, like you said.
And although we're talking about youth, and you said like, you know, they're different ages, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna do something different with elementary if it's around youth violence than it is around teenagers, right? The message, right, and how we deliver that message. So like, I think what Ash was saying is, you know, let's get together some ideas and come next week to kind of hash them out next month. But I would say get them ideas out before next month so that we all get to at least see them, so that coming in, I may have a conscious, I'm not coming in cold to what somebody else's idea is. I can give some thought, all right, Isaac is tied something, maybe do it to generational, tie it in with the youth, human services. So that's all I'm saying is be focused, because we can go around and talk about a whole lot of things and go in circles.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, next month, we can,
You know.
yeah,
So,
But I just know I'm strong on this where we are right now and on, what's that, January 6th. So by April, May, there's gonna be some impact. It's gonna be a lot of discussion. I don't think anybody can escape now where we are at the election. No, we can't escape it. So I'm setting a level of consciousness. I think everything that we're saying is traditional. Whether we get a talent show, or art show, or music, all that is traditional. What do we need collectively in the mindset to develop the minds of younger people at every level? What are we thinking about? What are we thinking?
do we involve them in the process?
In the process? That's why, I mean, I'm definitely, like I said, I have a strong opinion about this even before the election. That's why I put this under a blanket of community service. When we are voting, as a community service. Civic engagement, so.
they are doing civics for all within the schools in the
Okay.
district, I remember Christy mentioning that,
Okay.
in the legislative breakfast.
I'm interested in school students. So we miss a lot of things in the neighborhoods or the boards that I'm on, the engagement of the institution, especially when we're being formal, because there's a lot of young people that miss the boat because they're not institutionalized, they're not in the school system, they're in the other systems. And they're not being reached, just like this election, they're not being reached. So we talk about bullying, who's doing the bullying? Are they they're in school and out of school? We talk about unemployment. Who's unemployed, in-school students or out-of-school students? We talk about parochial, public, private, charter. Where do they live? They live in our community, they live next door to each other, but they go somewhere else to get what they're doing. So whatever, we're missing it. So I'm on that mindset. Like I said, I'm definitely at the mindset. Or how do we educate to action with engagement at different levels on what that means?
Alright, yeah, I agree with you, Khalid, you had something to say?
Oh, I was gonna say that, you know, when we discussed our goals previously, I did let you guys know that, you know, yes, planning an event would be great. I would. It's gonna make those like. But also don't feel pressured, you know, to try to, force anything within a time frame that you guys don't think is feasible as well. If
It could be over the summer also, right?
it could be over the summer, yes, it could be over the summer. If you think that you can even do something robust in partnering and bringing in a strong youth and education component to the Human Services Forum, that's also a very good, you know, tactic as well. So what I'm gonna say is, when you're brainstorming and so forth,
Like I said, beginning of the conversation.
For sure. You have plenty of options and, you know, you guys can do things that are definitely feasible. And if you're talking about the $500, likelihood of, for the committee funds. Pooling that with the human, for as an example, pooling that with the human services and expanding and bringing in. Just like we've been doing with, for the, Earth Day, yes, exactly. So you guys have options, let's just an input.
All right, if there's no other comments, I think I'm gonna leave this conversation here and we can come back next month, be mindful of what we just spoke about. Yeah, well,
Would it, so to your point, Dave, so would there be a document that we should probably contribute to before the meeting that?
You know, maybe just everybody with some of their thoughts and ideas, you know, like a talent show, right?
yeah,
And then, you know, again, what the focus would be is, you know,
I'll see if I can create a dual.
highlighting
Not just
the talent in each song, right? Talent shows an interest, it's a lot of work too,
Yeah.
you know, because you gotta do auditions.
Yeah, judges.
Can't just let everybody sign up, because again,
Would you have a
What do we-
report for your town?
It would be,
will we add a theme to it, right? Do you do something that's a little different that ties into the community, like the civic, you know? And then the other thing is, you know, is it gonna be appealing to get kids out? Or are we gonna be bringing groups that we all kind of work with? Or are you opening it up to the public, and then who's going out and marketing it, right? And let's be honest, how many kids are running to hear about civic engagement? So what you selling? Right? If you want kids to walk through that door, what we marketing, what we giving them?
And then we start with the schools, and then we go to branch out like, it could be, you can start one way this year, and the next year you can branch out, because they don't speak for itself. Some people hear about it, then next year they went out, and will audition be a part of it.
yeah. All right,
That's the hope.
You gotta work with what's in here.
If you'd like, I can create a document in the drive that's similar to the template for the checklist and, you know, fill it in as you see fit, what, you know, make it digital, easily accessible, so you guys can edit it as you see fit. You can do that.
all right, so next. item.
You know, just quick, and I'm just on that last thought is, you know, sometimes we can look at what else is being done in the community. And co-sponsor, co-support it, come with it along, so it's not like we have to do the whole
Yeah.
event. You know what I'm saying, because it's a lot.
I'm sorry, I know I came in late, I apologize, you do too. But are we trying to do something for specifically for youth committee
Yeah,
and trying to do our own,
yeah,
have our own thing, like? That was it. This year we will do our own event. So it could be collective, it could be individually, ours, or it could be combining with others or something in the
we
community. as
just, I
well.
just want to start.
Like
thinking.
talking about it?
And
Yeah,
coming up
thinking
with
about-
solid ideas by.
And I think the thought was, okay, we've done the Earth Day with overlapping the last 3 years, kind of do something different.
So,
As much as we appreciate y'all's collaboration.
yeah,
Vice Chair.
I can't recall where I wanted to do this, but it was an idea that we would have a, like a forum for youth, where, let's just say, we had different, I don't wanna say booths, but different places where they can go to talk to, let's just say in one, they'll be speaking to the cops, DA, or in another place, they'll be speaking to the DA office, they can be speaking to different business, owners, but the idea is that they'll go throughout the day, learning about these different opportunities, and,
So a career fair or job?
it's not really career, job, it's more
We
like,
did something similar
like we,
a couple of years, long time. Before you joined.
yeah, I know,
I'm sorry. We did a silver.
and it's basically to like awareness, right? One, to see where, how can the cops better, we can serve and come up with the, a better relationship. the youth.
So workshopping, essentially
Yeah,
the workshop, like.
Like
actually
Ash
trying
was
to-
mentioning,
earlier
we
today.
did something similar in Hunter like that, where we brought in a bunch of groups that each had different workshop stations and kids moved around.
Okay.
It was a full day affair.
Right. I will also add in like different college organizations. You can kind of like commingle all of these different things. You can make it into a career fair or where they can create or gain internships.
Sure.
From these different entities. We can add that. You can depending on the age, you can have some that can probably apply to certain, jobs. As well as having, like, for our community, different, for fraternities and sororities. Come in and they can probably do like a small step show or something like that as well. Those are more like high school, but even the younger ones will kind of understand what's going on between this like career fair and forward. Yes.
Louis, I like your idea. It's sort of like an options and access type thing. Because the thing is that sometimes people don't know they have options and they don't have, if they don't know about the options, they don't know about having access to it either. So if you can show them both sides, or show them both, that can be helpful.
Well, yeah.
So the biggest thing is, like we talked about, is talked about is how we gonna, marketing, how we gonna get this out to the people. I guess we could start off with, from my thinking. We could talk to the CBOs about bringing their kids there. We can also, all the CBOs in the community, we can also talk to, obviously, we have the edge on focus on the different, schools from, and it could be high schools as well, like, from the high schools to middle school, or I don't wanna say elementary, but at least middle school,
Yeah, I think that's where we have to make it, based on, and we're saying. Kids are at different places as well.
Right.
So,
we know we're not gonna get everybody, but if we attack every school to give them 10, 20 people, we could get from every school.
so this is where it gets tricky, and then you said, right, we got. Where we pull kids from those groups of schools and community, right? And then the general public.
True.
Time is important. So if you do the event, for schools to be involved, it's gotta be during school time. Cause things don't really happen when it's not school time unless you
Right.
really got an invested teacher or somebody working with them youth. Cause that's how it goes. Us community people, we bring them in weekends, we bring you at night, wherever the event is gonna be.
So if it's during the school year, they gotta be during school time.
Yeah, like
And if
last year,
it's-
remember, we did the event we got more schools there because it was a school day. When they weren't a school day, and that was the holiday, we didn't get as many schools there, we got the CBOs and their kids.
Right.
Right, so again, when we saying we're gonna go marketing, right?
It's gonna be one of the
It
other.
determines, right, now, some of those kids are the same kids, right, because they go to schools.
Yeah,
And then go to CBOs. But understand this, if we're targeting for schools to come, then it's gotta be during the school time. They ain't coming at non-school time.
and I think that will probably work best for even vendors, talking to people, and I don't mean like food vendors, but I mean.
Again, this is why I'm gonna go back to what is our
Service
goals
providers.
and how do we, the event that we're gonna do tie into what our goals are. Because if it don't tie into our goals, we're working on separate things. Remember, we only got an hour here, 2 hours here.
Yeah, of course.
And aside from the presentations, where's the commitment then for people to come together in smaller groups to get this work done? It don't happen all.
What it has to be something that's entertaining and attractive.
Right.
Informative, interactive. So we would need, a possible
some type of person that's attracted to, for them, to make it a lot more enticing. Of course,
Again,
not.
who are you appealing to? See, this is again, you want the general public, then who you putting out there so the public comes. Like, again, I say you put out there, we having a youth civic engagement, unless you get in schools or CBOs to bring kids, how many kids is walking through the door?
Right.
Where's your hook?
I would say, as we go into the next month of thinking, think about what would be our hook, think about, come up with an idea, and, yeah, so.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, we did something with, not another child, not another child left behind. Where we did an event where we brought kids together again around the youth violence in the community and the shootings and all that. And then next time we're gonna come together, we're gonna do an art project. So I don't know if y'all seen some of the murals we did with people that unfortunately have, passed away. You know, like, for instance, George Floyd, and then each kid does a square, and then a bunch of the squares make up the face, and
They did one.
each of the squares, kid would do a 6-word memoir, right? So it's an activity that sparks some thought, reflectiveness, things that have occurred. And what we were gonna do is, one of the people that worked for Not Another Child, Chris, unfortunately, he's had now his 3rd child killed from gun violence. And this was like 4 or 5 months ago, so we were gonna do a mural of his child as a community project coming together.
His actual kid, child?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's that.
that's tough.
And unfortunately, we continue to, families continue to experience this loss, right? And one of the things the kids did very, very powerful was they did a map of East Harlem. And everywhere, like laid out the streets, like you would and everywhere there was a shooting that involved the youth or a death, they put a bullet at that spot.
And then it was, Brad.
Right, so it was like this very powerful thing, and the kids who did this were Children's Aid, and, they've been back and forth to Washington DC as part of advocating the Boys and Girls Club. So again, like, we got a whole lot of stuff we can do, we make it too big, maybe we don't hit the point that we maybe want to hit. Make it big enough, but focused enough, so that it has real meaning when people leave and they're leaving with something. That's just my feelings, but all over the script. Often becomes this thing for kids there. I got groups of kids, yeah, y'all come. But it's not the only groups that we want, right? I know sometimes we often talk about those kids that are not connected to school, as some of you mentioned, the kids that are not connected to CBOs, but they're still youth in this community. And, how do we get them all together?
Yeah.
So that's what we did last, we, come back again, and next time we'll make sure that we invite all of y'all for all as well. It was very meaningful for kids and adults to come together.
All right, so I'm gonna end the conversation there. And I appreciate everyone's input, and I hope that you're able to add it in the document, it's pretty good. And good draft.
Right, I'll create one for you guys, the digital
Yeah.
version, and then just add ideas and so
And then we
forth.
can see what's overlapped, maybe some things that overlap become more prevalent.
Indeed.
All right, so next item. Old business.
I will say really quick, the same individuals that we went to go to their forum, IAACT, New York Academy of Medicine for the youth.
Yes, yeah,
Left,
they've
forum.
been doing a lot of follow-up.
Yes, so I sat in on their follow-up meeting. Essentially, they want to, of course, put action into words. So they'll be reaching out to us in this
Okay.
committee, right, and to see how else we can assist in, meeting the challenges that the students had raised in that same survey and research and in the forum. So just giving you all the heads up that they'll probably be coming back.
I thought the comments were interesting. I was wondering if they were coming more from the kids, some of them where they talked about more youth involvement.
Right. I mean, it didn't.
As a panel, I thought it was a good idea.
Yes. So, and that was actually in the same follow-up meeting. I'll make it really quick. What some of the criticisms were that it was mostly us up on the panel talking at the kids when it needs to be more vice versa. It needs to be more interactive,
Yes.
engaging on their level. So that was just something, that they brought up and just letting you all know that they'll likely be reaching out to us in the future for our collaboration.
Good.
That's it for me.
I wanna just quickly say, that we came very close to not having quorum today, and I would appreciate, just in the future, as per board policy, I am let know within, well, before 24 hours, at least 24 hours in advance. If you're not able to make a meeting or be late, because we literally, it's like the last second that we got quorum today, so I would, and we can't do the work for the community if we don't have quorum, so. We got very lucky that it was this month and that we didn't have much on the agenda, but also I would like for, if you know anyone who should be coming to present to us, I would appreciate if y'all reach out to people because I need people to come and speak. I told the schools this at the legislative breakfast. If you don't come to me, I don't know what you want. So I need for us to do a little more outreach.
The youth that worked on the project in Children's Aid, we would like them also to come back, talk about their work that they've done.
Yeah, any new business? All right. So Khalid, if you could call the roll, this meeting is adjourned at 7:37.
Yes, I'll do the roll call right now. David Giordano,
President.
John Green. Here. Stanley Johnson,
President.
and Emily Capella. President. Jennifer Myers Hughes, Ashley Rodriguez,
President.
Isaac Scott. President. Russell Schuler.
President.
Elijah Kambud absent, Justina Williams absent, Shanique Wolfall absent.
All right, thank you, everyone.
That's it, Chair.
Good night.
What you doing, man? Bro, I get off that.
Hold on, before you guys spill any secrets.